Well, there's what they tell you, and there's what they tell each other. You know, I've heard that they respect me. I've heard that I inspire them. I've heard things like, you know, when you first came on board and I saw your cover letter or that letter that you wrote in September, I thought, oh my God, this guy's a cornball, you know. But then I came to realize you're the real deal. You're the real deal. You stand by everything you say. You follow up by actually doing. And I learned from you. I learned by watching you. I learned by working with you. Could you repeat the second half of the question, please?
So what would they say you do well, and what do you need to improve?
You know, I actually said it in some of my comments before. Probably the thing I do best is connect people. In other words, I can take two opposing groups and help them find commonality in their cause, similarity in their goals, help them to see the center where students lie. That's probably the most powerful aspect, because it's the interpersonal aspect of what I do. I seek to gain trust. I seek to support. Again, my expectations never exceed the support that I'm willing to give. So I guess those are the things. And I know my business. In other words, I do feel very strong. I feel like a solid educator. I am a solid educator, and they know that. They're quick to understand that.
Anything you'd like to mention that they would think you need to improve? Second part of the question.
It's going to sound self-serving, but what I get a lot is that Jim Collins, we refer to that book, Carmelo, Good to Great Again. It's just a great book. It's a big red book written in the early 2000s about level 5 leaders. Level 5 leaders don't take the time to celebrate their own work, and they don't recognize the good that they do. I'm very hard on myself, and that just sounds so corny, I know, but it's something that I need to work on professionally. I teach others to celebrate their successes, and I often don't take the time to celebrate my own. That's really it.
Can you name some specific?
I would wait for them, I guess, to come to that conclusion along with their parents. I remember my mom telling me that even if you never use it formally, there's no such thing as a college education that's wasted. And so, I believe, especially in today's day and age with accommodations, that we should strive to encourage students to continue their formal education whenever possible. It's not about what you want to be, it's about who you want to be. And so I'm an advocate for continuing your formal education. Now, if that's not the appropriate path, or if it's not an option, then there are a variety of other options. And I'm all for supporting that. Much of who I am as a school leader traces back to who I am as an educator, as a teacher. I was the English teacher at Ramsey High School that went against the grain, if you will, by inviting in vocational, technical programs to come and speak with my students, to prepare them for a career other than academics after high school. And so I guess it's about exposure. It's about exposing students to possibilities, helping them feel good about who they are and any direction that they might take, and supporting them. So for instance, some of the programs that you have in the alternative high school, that was attractive to me. I look forward to exploring more of that.
In regards to
trimming the budget while increasing school achievement, that goes back to the anthropologist thing, and I think I said this to the Board of Education. If I were to sit there and tell you about trimming your budget, that would sound arrogant, borderline obnoxious. I have to live here for a while to tell you about that. But again, like I said, I can tell you for starters that if you want to, before we go and say, let's make a $17,000 per pupil cost, $15,000, $14,000, let's look at what we have in place and what we need. Let's look at our potential to divide that out among 3,000 or 4,000 students. And let that be what brings it down to $12,000 per head, not just simply cutting blindly.
This is your last question. What, in your view, are the greatest challenges that the Hoboken schools face? What changes need to be made to address those challenges?
Well, again, as I said in my opening comments, it's bridging that disconnect between the community and the schools. There's a clear disconnect, and nothing would make me happier than to have the schools reflect the diverse population that is Hoboken. Hoboken is a beautiful, exciting place. The schools are a good place, but imagine if the schools reflected the community of Hoboken, what a dynamic place that would be. Kids would run to school. You wouldn't be able to keep them out. That's the greatest challenge. And that unfortunately, as I said before, one of my flaws, the high standards. If I were lucky enough to secure the position of superintendent of Hoboken schools, I wouldn't stop, I wouldn't rest until I achieved that. So it might be the death of me, but I won't give up.
All right, thank you, Dr.